Morning and good afternoon to most of you. Thank you guys so much for joining us. This is actually the last live from Bangkok. This is it. We're this time next week, we will actually be in the air on a plane on the second leg of our flight for 11 hours.
Yeah, we're pretty excited about that.
Excited. So hopefully you guys have had a great week from our chat last week. We've been working away, plugging away, making videos and preparing for, being on the road.
Yeah, exactly. So welcome to everyone that is filing into the chat. We appreciate you being here. We are gonna do kind of an old-fashioned any question goes today. So welcome, Traveling Hatter, flying back home today to Omaha.
Ooh.
Yeah, we go through Omaha a lot on the train.
Yes.
I think it's the
Empire Builder?
no.
No.
It's
Southwest
the
Chief?
no. It's the other
No,
one.
the California.
California Zephyr. Yeah. Should know that.
Got it.
Well, hello everybody. Wow, everybody's in now.
Yeah. Delayed reaction. It feels
Everybody
like,
made
right?
it in.
Hi, Kathy, Southwest Montana.
Yeah, we were just looking up Southwest Montana based on your comment, Kathy, because we were like, where is that? Because we went to Montana when we were in Yellowstone. We stayed in West Yellowstone, which I think is in Montana, and then of course we're in Montana for the Empire Builder train as well. So
In the north part.
yeah, but excited to have you on the cruise, Kathy. That was the comment, actually. I forgot to talk about that.
Yeah, we're getting excited.
Yeah, so I see a lot of people in here going on the cruise, and we are so excited. I think there's about 20 of us going on the cruise now, and so it's going to be amazing. And we're actually looking at some places for next year. All right. No decisions made yet, though.
Still working.
Yeah.
Still working on it.
Hey Shane, how you doing? Hey, Travel with Lil, good to have you in here from Arizona.
Yeah, Arizona is actually one of our favorite states. We've been to it quite a lot of times, haven't we?
Yep. Brown-eyed girl, Canada is in the house here.
That's
I
right.
see. That's
Canada
right. Let's
is
see.
here.
We got Monica. Oh, she's got her cruise icon up there. That's good. No, that's Shane. Wait.
That's Shane.
Shane. I scrolled. Shane's got the cruise.
The chat is moving as he's
It's going real
reading it.
fast. Ron, welcome. Good day from Oakland. Hey, we will be, well, we won't be in Oakland, but we'll be, we're coming into Emeryville on the Coast Starlight in a couple of weeks. So, yeah, that's pretty close. We'll go through Oakland before we get to Emeryville.
That's right.
Yeah.
We'll wave from the train.
We'll wave in Oakland. We should stop. I don't think the A's are in town when we're going to be there, but we would go see. So yeah, we're doing an old-fashioned Ask Us Anything today. And if you have any questions about retirement travel, anything really, we'll take questions today about anything because we didn't have a topic since this is our last live from Bangkok. Now next week, we do want to say we're going to be in the air on Sunday flying back to the United States. We're flying into Los Angeles next Sunday. So that is going to be amazing. Our daughter's going to pick us up from the airport, we hope. We think she will. And then the very next day, Monday, I think we're going to do our live on Monday next week instead of Sunday. So we're going to probably do it at night, Monday night. And it's going to be like a dual live because our daughter's going to be there. We're going to be at her apartment doing the live. So part of the live will be Allie and I doing travel. And then the second half of the live is probably going to be Allie and our daughter doing their book review talking.
Well,
things.
I've purchased some fun things. Some of them are books for her to bring her back some alternative covers and stuff like that. So I'm bringing those back. So I'm gonna give them to her and have her unbox them while I'm there.
Yeah, so that'll be fun.
That should be fun.
So next week, keep an eye on social media. It should be Monday night, like roughly 7 or 8 o'clock Eastern time. We'll be doing those lives. Probably The first one on this channel, the second one on our daughter's channel. So let me see here. We got tons of people coming in here, so that's awesome.
Yeah.
Let me get...
a lot of familiar names.
Kathy says West Yellowstone is about an hour and a half from now.
Oh,
so,
okay.
Yeah, that's a nice place to live. Welcome, Eric. Thank you. Eric
Welcome,
just became a member to Gold. Eric Smith 12.
Welcome to the member club.
Yes. It is actually very easy to see when you're a member. Like if you're scrolling through the chat, that's kind of nice.
Yeah, those do pop out.
They do pop out really easily. So let me see
what happened while we were yapping. I will say we have spent, like I said, we've spent the weekend actually. We've been goofing around all week, and then we were like, oh man, we really need to buckle down and get our stuff ready. Like schedule all our videos and stuff for a while, you know, the first few weeks, so that we don't have to work the first few weeks that we're in the US. And so we wanted to, so we mapped out how many videos we needed to tape and all that kind of stuff. We actually did a challenge with our YouTube course participants in their community. It's called Vlogist. And so kind of just shared, you know, how many videos we were planning on doing it. But I'm not going to tell you how many, but I'll let you guys can guess in the chat for a couple minutes, and then I'll tell you how many videos we recorded and fully edited and uploaded to YouTube for the next 3-4 weeks.
Yeah. So we spent 3 days basically, not full days, but
not full days.
Yeah. Yeah. So hey, welcome Dave M FFB. Dave's a longtime commenter on the channel. I like Dave's comments. He's encouraging me to go
waterlogged Sarasota.
Yeah, waterlogged Sarasota. Yeah. And hey, the Kuwait team is in the house today.
Yes. Yeah. Kuwait. Welcome.
Yeah, I think we had quite a few people from Kuwait last week. Yeah, Brana Girl, our flight lands in Los Angeles, and that is, yeah, that's where we're going to start out. Hey, Sicilian Life, glad to have you here. Thank you, and thank you for the safe travel wishes.
Thank you.
Yes, we're in Bangkok right now, Mike, but only for a week.
That's it. The countdown is on. We're like, what else do we want to do before we go? There's like a whole list of stuff. Where else do you want to eat?
Brian Girl wants to know if we're starting to pack. That is a negative.
Absolutely not.
We are not going to pack until the night before.
Until Saturday night.
About 11 o'clock at night, we will start packing.
I'll be shoving everything into the vacuum bags and the other bags. The beautiful thing about, you know, the way we travel is it's everything that we own, so that actually makes it easier because I don't have to pick what I'm bringing. I'm bringing everything that's in there, so just a matter of throwing them back. And I've done it so many times that I can do it by it's like muscle memory almost. What goes in which bags. Yep. Makes it much easier.
Hey Robert, glad to have you, Robert from New York City. We're going to be in New York City soon. We are going to be probably this next week, we're going to figure out where the meetup in New York City is going to be, because I think there's quite a few people in New York City.
Yeah, we do need to. We realized, we're only a week away. We better finalize some of the plans in the U.S.
It really came up on us quick, because we just like this morning it hit me. We're leaving a week from today.
Literally.
And it doesn't feel real.
Yeah, it's kind of crazy. We have to do some concrete things, get tickets to things that we want to go to, and all that kind of stuff.
Shane is going from Santa Fe, New Mexico to Portland. So Shane, are you going to, you got to be going to Los Angeles first, right? And then taking the Coast Starlight. We're just going to miss you on that train by like a few days, because a few days after that, we're taking the Coast Starlight. I think you'll be on the Coast Starlight. Peter wants to know how the 11/11 deal works. And is it only for Southeast Asia? Yeah, it's only for Southeast Asia, basically. Maybe some other, it's for Asia. And basically the week before 11/11,
November 11th.
November 11th. So about on November 6th or 7th, they'll announce what hotels are going to be on sale. And they are going to be incredible, incredible deals. And so last year, we booked 40 nights in Vietnam at the Crown Plaza. And we booked it with the Club Lounge Access. And I can't remember exactly how much we paid per night, but I think it was like 60.
I remember.
I think it was like $60 a night. something like that.
It was really cheap.
Now, it is non-refundable, those bookings, so you do have to watch that. We did do 40 nights. So, wow, Deborah is taking Q suites from Kuwait to Atlanta.
Ooh, nice.
We are
Nice.
We're
That
taking
is on my list.
we're taking the coach seats.
We are not taking the Q seats home.
Oh gosh.
I don't know why we booked these. Maybe because they were like crazy cheap. I think they were like $500 or $600 a piece. So,
Yeah.
we have stuff downloaded.
You know what happened was we got the Amex cards fairly recently, and we didn't have enough points when we bought those flights, and so
we just bought cheap flights.
it is kind of.
Sometimes we do crazy stuff like that.
What's your number one trip for a first Amtrak trip? Shane wants to know.
Oh, number one trip. Well, it depends on if you're on the East or the West Coast. If you're on the West Coast and you just want to stay on the West Coast, I would say do the Coast Starlight. If you want to go across the country, I would highly recommend the California Zephyr. And if you're on the East Coast, what do you think? The Cardinal, maybe?
Cardinal or Lakeshore Limited.
Yeah, one of those two.
Budget Buckeyes is selling their house. First stop, Budapest.
Ooh, very nice.
That's a place we have not been.
Yeah, that'll be cool.
Yeah, we would like to go there.
Yeah, Budapest, not to be confused with Bucharest.
Yeah.
They get quite angry in Romania.
Yeah, Elizabeth wants to know about what to do in Alaska. We did the same thing. We went to Seattle and flew to Alaska and ride the trains up there. The Alaska trains are really cool. You can do a train from, let's see, where does it go from?
Well, we actually just did a video on Grounded Life Travel of this exact trip. We did the Coast Starlight up and then flew from Seattle to Alaska and then did 2 of the trains in Alaska. So, and also a like a day cruise, mini cruise type thing to the 27 glaciers in Whittier. That was pretty fun. So check that video out on Grounded Life Travel. It was recent. I want to say it was like within the last 3 weeks, I think.
Let's see. Travel with Lil wants to know, I have the bags. Do you roll them or lay them flat?
To store them in my bag, I actually fold them in half because I have the ones that are, this big. So I put 2 piles in and then roll it to let the air out, zip it, and then I fold them in half and put them in the bag that way.
Sicilian Life wants to know, have you ever had your carry-on with electronics stowed away by a flight attendant? Has the plane ever been full and they ask you to store it? What do you do? I don't think we've ever had that.
We have never had that problem before.
I guard my electronics bag with...
Yeah, with our lives.
Yeah.
Because they're worth a lot.
I don't think we've ever...
No.
But it wouldn't really matter because like my backpack that I used to have had most of my electronics in it. It was pretty hard. It was like a hard shell. So
yeah.
And it wouldn't really have mattered. So there are a lot of people from the YouTube course in here I can see. So I did want to mention that we did make a major update today to the YouTube course. We added 5 new lessons to the course. So we did a lesson on exactly this right here, how to go live, like what all you exactly need to do to go live. We did one on SEO. We did one on how to make thumbnails using generative AI, and 2 other ones.
I'm trying to think what else. The music.
And using
Buddy.
music and and cutting yourself out of pictures too. So,
And Tube Buddy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Exactly. So we did all those. They're in the course now, and those are available to you because all the updates are forever available. So if you haven't checked that out, be sure to check it out. There's a lot of good stuff in there. Let's see. Yeah, Shane is going through LA. Wow, I am very behind on this chat.
And Elizabeth is right. Definitely recommend getting a sleeper cabin if you're going to be on the train overnight.
Let's see. I'm in the roomette for both legs, Shane says. Stay overnight and then continue on to Portland. Yeah, that's the way to do it. That is definitely the way to do it.
Mm-hmm.
Because I think that train gets in pretty early in the morning to
yeah.
LA. But we did that, Shane. We did that train, and we got stuck in New Mexico for like 6 hours because there was a delay, and then the engineer of the train like had worked too long,
Yeah.
and they timed out, and so they could no longer drive the train legally. So they had to fly in a
Helicopter in
a new person to drive the train into rural New Mexico, and it was a long delay.
We were just sitting out there.
I went to sleep
in
and
the desert.
I went to sleep and I woke up like 6 hours later. I was like, I'm in the same place. My phone is not updating.
We haven't
And
moved.
I was like, have we moved? And I was like, we have not moved. The good thing was they had extra food, and the good thing was we were gonna get in way too early, and we got in later. So
Yeah.
that was a happy thing. But
It did work out in our favor that time.
Deborah got offered 250,000 Amex points for upgrading business gold to platinum. I would run to accept
Do
that
it.
offer.
Hit yes.
I would run for that. Holy cow! I
Wow.
wouldn't be in coach next week if we had gotten that offer. Can you tell them to give us that offer if you accept it? That's crazy.
That's funny.
I wonder if you have to do like a spend with that. Brown Eyed Girl, our flight is 20 hours, I think.
Total. It's 2 legs.
Yeah. Let's see. Would you consider the Andean Explorer in Lima, Peru? Train.
I think we would.
Yeah,
Yeah, why not?
definitely.
From Barstow to Tacoma? I don't know, what is that? Is that
Well, to
Tacoma?
get up to Washington, you'd have
Yeah.
to do the Coast-Star
The
leg.
Coast-Star Line.
Yeah. Monica's only 9 hours by car from PDX.
Oh.
Yeah. Let's see. There's a lot of Amtrak questions in here today.
There are, that's so funny. People doing train trips.
If we take the California Zephyr from Chicago to California, which side has the better views? So from Chicago to California, it'll be the left side. So it's always the south side of the California Zephyr has the best views because the train goes through like a canyon, and so I don't know which way you're seeing my hands here, but it hugs one side of the canyon. So if you're looking north on the California Zephyr, you'll be looking at like the rock wall. If you're looking south, you'll be looking at the water and the canyon and all that. It's much prettier.
Yeah,
But
you will get a little
they're
bit
both
of
pretty.
views, but for the most part, you'll want to be on the left for sure.
Yeah, definitely when you get like into the meat of it, you want to be on facing south, no matter which direction you are going.
Yeah, Shane, you're smart staying overnight in LA. For sure. Highly recommended. Good idea.
Wallace, yeah, the update on the course was we just added a bunch of new modules to the YouTube course.
5 of
Basically, 5 of them, yeah. They were, let's see, they were how to do lives, how to make thumbnails with AI, and SEO, and music, and how to cut yourself out of pictures. So that would be good. We're trying to beef it up based on what we see. There is a YouTube community, so when a couple people have a question in there, it's like, oh, we should cover that, and then we try to make a video on that a little later on.
Yeah.
Yeah, Eric, that does happen on planes. Pilots time out, and hasn't happened to us in a while, but
It hasn't, but the one time I can remember it happened, we had the kids with us, and we were coming back from like Madrid or something with them, and this was our final leg home. I think at the time we were living in Florida, and there was a big storm going on, and it was a huge mess. Our kids were, I think, 3 and 2 years old. And I'll tell you, they were champs. But they've been flying since they were like 10 weeks old, so they were pretty good.
yeah.
They
Monica,
probably did better than we did.
Oh, they definitely did better than we did.
We were pretty cranky about the whole mess.
That was rough. Monica, we find our cruises right now. We're using vacationstogo.com, and you have to sign up for an account there, but it's free.
Yeah.
And that's pretty easy to search. Like, people are always asking, I think on the last video we did, how you find the repositioning cruises. If you go on there, and it'll have a little search box. Just pick for the region. You can put repositioning cruise, and it'll only show you repositioning cruises. So,
Yeah.
vacationstogo.com.
Fritz and Jerry.
Fritz,
Thank
we're
you.
excited to have you on the cruise.
Yeah, it's gonna be fun. We're really looking forward to it.
We
It's gonna
are-
be really weird to be back in the U.S., but it's gonna be really fun. I mean, we have a ton of great things planned. We're gonna see all the people we adore. So we're really looking forward to it.
Yeah, we're looking forward to cruising too, because we have not been on a cruise in
I know, we're itching for it.
14 months, and I think this is going to be a really cool one, and it's going to be amazing to have a bunch of people on there that we know, through here, but we will get to know you on the cruise very
that
well.
we know.
We're going to really know you. We're going to walk away from the cruise with a lot of friends, so that's going to be awesome. Scripty Monica on set says, if you have a lot of points on IHG, should you hold on them until you get to Asia, or could you use them in Europe for IHG? So wherever you need to go, I mean, you just have to look at the price and see if it's cheaper to do points. It almost always is. Asia is definitely the cheapest. Like, you're going to get the most bang for your buck, but if you're going to Europe, you're going to be paying a high cash rate anyway, so you might want to use them there too. But you'll definitely get more nights for your points in Asia if you're just trying to decide between the two. Thank you, Wallace. He says he signed up for both courses and highly recommends them.
Awesome.
Great job on those. Yeah, we started making the YouTube course while we were here in Thailand last year. Just had been thinking about it for years because we had come up with so many things based on our all the different channels that we have, and really there wasn't much out there like it, because most people that do YouTube, they have only one channel, and so when you only have one channel, it can be hard to know why something worked. But since we have 5 or 6 channels, we can experiment on them and kind of run tests a little bit and see if something works on one, does it work on all of them? And if it does, then we know that that's probably going to work across the board. So that's good. Yeah, and Wallace, we will be. I don't know if you were in here when we announced it, but we're looking at more cruises for next year. So this first one was kind of short notice, but next year,
Yep, they're coming up.
we're looking.
Somebody likes your shirt. They want to know what it says.
If you want to know what my
Who is
shirt
it?
says?
Oh, Maxine Oliver wants to know what it says. It says Guardians, and it's actually a Taiwanese, or I should say, Chinese professional baseball league, which is the professional baseball team in Taiwan. This is the game that we went to, was the Guardians.
Yeah. So people think it's the Cleveland Guardians, but it's not.
It's not.
So it's blue. Martin White says we'll be joining you on the cruise. That's awesome. So excited. I think there's 20 people.
Yeah.
But we have to recount it.
Yeah, I gotta go through and count again.
Because
Make sure I have everybody accounted for.
I counted. I was like, wait, does that
There
include
could be
us
more.
or not? We're gonna have to get a recount in a few weeks here once we get back to the U.S.
Yeah, and I think I saw Wallace. I'm glad you brought that up. You can go check those prices on Vacations to Go, but definitely always book directly with the cruise line. You just go there just to see, the deals and the prices.
Let's see. Jeffrey is asking about the course, about the basics to YouTube. Is the Going Live module the most basic? The Going Live module that we just added today is not really basic. It's for anyone that wants to do a live stream. So it's we actually do a live stream in the video, like setting it all up and actually going live, and how we're monitoring this. Like right now, we're taping this on our phone, but we're not reading the comments on the phone. So
because it's almost impossible.
Yeah, the comments go through so fast on the phone, you would never see them.
Yeah, and they don't stay up there for very long. They just pop up there for like a second or two, and then they go away. So it's not like keeping it going.
So after trying it for several times and having it be very difficult, we settled on a system. Monica is asking which VPN. We are on NordVPN, and it's good. We love it. We've never had a problem. We've been using it for 4 or 5 years, I think, and highly recommended. If you're gonna travel, you have to have you basically have to have a VPN. It would be foolish to not have it. So, in fact, you should probably have one just being at home in the U.S. or wherever you are. But there is a link to the one we have in the description at the very bottom, I think. But you really should have a VPN.
Yes. Very, very important.
Let's see. Pam and Larry says their goal for full-time is 2.5 years. And is it okay to keep getting new cards and keep banking points until then? We already have 1.2 million overall. Yeah. You should bank as many as you can. If you don't bank those points, you'll be like us. We're flying coach next week. All the way to Atlanta. So, bank the points, right? If you have 2.5 years, it's a good question. Though, if you don't have the MX Gold and you live in the U.S., that's the one I would probably get first. We do have a link to that one in the description, because most of the points for the MX Gold are earned by dining out and buying groceries, as well as a really big welcome offer. So if you have 2.5 years, you're gonna spend, I don't know how much you spend, but we probably would spend $1,500 a month on groceries and dining out. And if you're getting 4 times the points on the MX Gold, that's 6,000 points a month. So every year, that's 72,000 points. That's like almost 200,000 points just for eating.
It's crazy.
That's a lot of points. That's a lot of business class flights or hotel stays. So the MX Gold, if you have 2 years, is definitely the way to go.
Yeah, once we get back to the States for home, it's time to travel again. That's right. We're like, well, time to go again.
Do you foresee yourself doing African cruises?
We have talked about that. We've looked at a couple different ones because we have been talking about Africa, going back to Africa. We've only been to a couple countries in Africa. We'd like to do more. So we're kind of planning out some things for later next year, and that might be in the mix.
Yep. Monica wants to know about Cruise Plum. We have never used Cruise Plum, so I don't know. Kevin uses it. Kevin from 30 and a Wake Up. So yeah, we met Kevin here a few weeks ago. It was awesome.
It was like a month ago.
A month ago. Time flies. I think
he's already moved on. I think
he's in the Philippines now.
Okay, I was gonna say Malaysia, but maybe he's already moved on from Malaysia. I don't remember how long he was gonna be there. I lost track.
I think he's in Manila, but I could be wrong. He could be in Kuala Lumpur. I don't know.
One of those two. One of those two.
Let's see. Are routers allowed on cruises? They're very. I don't think they like it, and they're very hard to configure. I've tried. It didn't work.
It did not work.
But you can use your phone as a hotspot on a cruise if you have Android. If you have an iPhone, it likely won't work. But our Android phones always work as a hotspot. So, yeah. Let's see. Valerie is just finished up with the YouTube course and building up videos for a travel channel. And we'll be completing the travel course on her 28-day Pacific cruise in October.
Nice.
That is going to be awesome. 28.
Yeah.
Where are you going, Valerie?
Yeah, that sounds awesome.
Hey, primetime travelers. Hope you are doing well as well. Let's see. Shotzi, I got the MX Gold from your link. Got offered 90,000 points. That's pretty good. MX Gold, 90,000. Because on top of that, like I was saying, if you spend the same amount we spend, you're going to earn another 200,000. So you could earn 290,000. We could have earned 290,000 points. That is a missed opportunity. Let's see. Kathy's asking. We were supposed to look this up this week and we didn't. Kathy's asking, does the Platinum, MX Platinum or Chase software preferred have the same cruise coverage as the insurance you buy through the cruise? I don't know the answer to that still. Again. So if anybody knows the answer to that, you can put it in the chat for Kathy. If the Chase Sapphire or the Amex Platinum offers cruise protection.
The same
as the one from the cruise.
Yeah.
Linux wants to know if we're going to Australia and New Zealand. We've never been there.
They are on our list, but we have never been, not yet.
Let's see. Maxine says Kevin's in Malaysia.
Got it. Okay.
You were right. Okay. Hey, Crystal, another of our Kuwait crew. Welcome. What time is it in Kuwait? It has to be.
She said good evening, so
it has to be earlier.
Must be earlier than now. Yeah.
Yeah, it has to be earlier. Let's see.
Oh, Valerie's going from Seattle to Hawaii to Samoa, 4 islands in Fiji, New Caledonia, Sydney, Melbourne. That sounds amazing.
Question, have you stayed in Ubud, Bali? Monica wants to know. Holy cow, have we ever stayed in Ubud, Bali? Oh,
we have.
This is probably, someone was asking us last week what the nicest hotel we've ever stayed in was. The nicest house we've ever stayed in was in Ubud, Bali, by far. I don't know. Can we pull up a picture on your phone and show it?
I'm using my phone.
Oh, my phone. There's a video on
Travel Asia with Allie.
Asia with Allie,
a tour of the house. It's unbelievable. It's a 4-bedroom with a kitchen, insane pool, like the whole garden area, and then you can also, for almost nothing, hire the chefs to come and cook the meals for you, so you don't even have to cook them. They have a driver on staff that you can hire to drive you like to tours and stuff. I mean, they will basically do anything that you need for what I would call a nominal charge. It really is so inexpensive in Bali. It's so cool how much you can get done there. So if you haven't seen, I have quite a few videos on the Travel Asia with Allie. And if you're in the Retirement Travel Jumpstart course, I put my contact in the trusted friends list. My contacts for Bali are in there. Did you find anything?
I was trying to find the house.
Oh, the house.
Yeah.
Not working.
I have a new phone.
Yeah.
And I don't know how to run it. So let's see. But yeah, the house in Ubud we stayed in was just like stunning. Like you would think if that house was in, say, Florida, it would be
millions.
5 million, maybe $10 million dollars.
It's insane. And it has, as part of the outdoor area, it also has a massage hut, where it's 2 massage beds with a fan overhead, which we did use. They also have massage therapists that come to the house and massage you on those. It was amazing, and the pool faces the rice fields. You gotta go see it. Travel Asia with Allie, and the video tour is on there. It's insane.
Cherie by C says she saw the house tour.
It's crazy,
it
right?
It was gorgeous, right? Yeah. We should go back there.
We need to go back there.
I'm a little behind here now, but
you got a little derailed here, dear.
So Floridian has a good question here. So if there was no YouTube income and you only had Social Security income, over 65, and not much savings, how feasible is this lifestyle with no consistent additional income realistically?
Realistically, excellent question.
Actually very feasible. It's more feasible than it would be to live in the US. And we actually met up with 2 women about 3 weeks ago. And they're doing exactly that here in Thailand. So you can tell them.
Yeah.
You know more about what they're.
Yeah, and they're actually just under 65. I think they're 63 and 64, if I remember correctly. They're living in Hua Hin, and they are having the time of their lives. She's paying $150. You heard me correctly, $150 a month for her unit. And she has everything that she needs, and she's right there by the beach, and she's close to she's got a whole community of people there. She's met all these wonderful women. They have ladies group, and they do all types of activities, book clubs, and get-togethers, and all kinds of stuff. You would think she lived in a community in the U.S., but she doesn't. $150. She's paying for a really nice place in Hua Hin. So it's just a matter of what you're open to, and I think that's the key thing is just being open to going to a different place, because it's not feasible going around the U.S. It's definitely feasible outside the U.S.
Yeah, like this apartment we're in right now, I think we paid $1,400 a month for it this month, but that we're right in if you've seen our view, we're right in the heart of Bangkok. It's probably one of the best views in the city. But if we were just on Social Security, we wouldn't have to live here. We could find a place for $200 a month easily, and it wouldn't be hard even. So,
yep.
Sicilian Life, thank you. They took the YouTube course and just got monetized. So congratulations.
Oh, way to go!
Yeah. So that is awesome.
Congratulations.
Yeah, a lot of people in the course are getting monetized this month, I think. Several people.
Yeah.
We should have a monetization party, huh?
That's right.
Our daughter is hopefully right behind you.
Gonna be in there too.
We're going on the cruise. Scripty Monica is saying we're going on the cruise. Are you going to be meeting up, or is there a group chat to be involved with what is happening on the cruise?
Yes, and as we get closer, I'll send something out to everybody so that everybody knows what all we're doing, but we're going to have lots of meetups on the cruise.
Let's see. I have missed a few.
Maybe too many meetups. Just kidding. Everything is optional, obviously.
Travel with Liv is afraid of the vipers in Bali.
The vipers?
I haven't seen any.
I don't think I've ever seen a snake.
I have seen...
I've seen frogs. I've seen a lot of geckos.
A lot of geckos.
But I've gotten over the gecko thing. I know that they're there, and they don't really want to be involved with me as much as I don't really want to be involved with them. I know they're in the room with me, but, it is what it is. I'm fine with it. But I understand. But I've never seen snakes there.
Let's see here.
I'm sure they're there though.
Yeah, is it? So I think Lisa was asking, is it possible? I think we answered that question. If it's possible to travel on that budget.
Oh.
Yeah.
She was referencing Flirtian's comment or question. Yeah.
Yeah, Monica says she's on Social Security. We're working on building up our Social Security. But we have a long way to go before we can get it, I think.
We started late.
And I don't even know what age you have to be to get it. We're not even close, I don't think. So it's going to be a minute.
We got a little bit of time.
Yeah, let's see. A lot of questions about YouTube, and we just set up our YouTube as us. So
yeah, sole proprietorship.
Ron says 62, so we have 11 years.
We have a minute then. Yes.
We could earn.
I have 12 years, because I'm only 50.
Yeah. we have a little bit of time to build up our Social Security.
Yes, we do. We've got some time.
Hopefully we won't have to take it right at 62, but we can. Let's see. How do you guys travel with luggage? Do you buy new clothes? That's a good question. I need to buy a lot of shirts. I don't know if you've noticed, but I'm down to 8 shirts. Because, when you wear it, I go out walking a lot, and Thailand, and it can be warm. Can be warm. It is warm.
Can be. It's warm.
The shirts don't last you like 3 years, so I came with a lot of shirts. I bought a lot of shirts in Japan. I bought this one in Taiwan, and I haven't found any recently that I like, so I'm kind of running low. But Allie ordered me a bunch of shirts, and they're waiting for me at our daughter's house. So you do
reboot there.
Yeah, you kind of like for the clothing, you kind of go through it quickly. Like your clothes aren't gonna last more than a year, so we buy stuff, and then when it wears out, we just throw it out because it's gonna wear out, right?
Yeah.
I mean, or it's gonna go bad, or they seem to go bad quicker.
Yeah.
Yeah.
In the heat and the sweat and you have to wash them so many times, I think, so many more times than you would if you weren't like, sweating a lot.
Yeah. Maurice is in the chat. Hey, Mo.
Hey!
We are coming home a week from today, Maurice.
That's right.
But we're going to LA to see our daughter first.
But when we get home, I will text you when we'll be in
We'll be in New York City.
And hopefully we can meet up with you. We're going to be in New York with our son, and I would actually like to test who walks faster, Maurice or our son, because he walks really fast too.
Yeah, our son walks real fast. So we're bringing our son.
He's got long legs. Our son has long legs. And when we go to see him in Chicago, we'll sometimes walk to the Target that's not far from his apartment. And I'm like, hello. He's like a block ahead of me.
Yeah, so it's going to be October, Maurice, when we're going to be in New York City.
Yeah, I'll text you when we get to the U.S. and I turn my U.S. SIM back on. And yes, Lisa, you can travel. The flights are really inexpensive. You can take flights within Europe, you can do it, and within Southeast Asia, the local airlines, gosh, you could fly, for $40. I've seen flights for $18. This is in Southeast Asia, so you can go, you can go to Cambodia, you can go to Vietnam, you can, fly. You can even fly to Japan for like a couple $100s. So we're not talking about a lot of money. You could do flights, and you can find places to stay for sure that are incredibly, budget friendly as well.
Maurice is thinking about retirement. So if you don't know Maurice, he is the best Amtrak employee out there. He is
our favorite.
Taking us under
He's
his
a conductor
wing.
on one of the trains in the Northeast.
So if you ride Amtrak, you may be seeing Maurice. If you ride before he retires,
that's right.
Because he's thinking about
Which it looks like it's going to be soon.
Looks like it could be soon. Let's see. Shane's asking, have we tried merino wool for clothing? We have not done a lot of it. No,
we haven't.
I have socks that are merino wool, and that has worked. That's worked well because, like, especially in Southeast Asia, if you're gonna wear socks, which I do not recommend, even the merino wool socks, you'll get blisters. So it can get warm. It is definitely a flip-flop society.
Or slides. Shoes that come off quickly. Because you do end up taking them off a lot, too, when you're entering certain places.
Fritz wants to know any suggestions for knee surgery in either Malaysia or Thailand.
Haven't heard any people with experience in Thailand. I'm sure it's perfectly fine. But I know several people who have gone to Malaysia. Two that did it at Glen Eagles and one that did it at Prince Court. I mean, they're basically sister hospitals, so it's the same thing. Just a matter of which preference you have as far as a doctor is concerned. So there's several options there. Here, they have an orthopedic wing at the big hospital here, basically like the foreigner or expat hospital, Boomerang. They have a whole wing there too, so that's a possibility, but I don't personally know anybody who has done it. That doesn't mean that it's not a good thing.
Budget Buckeyes wants to know, do we book our flights as soon as they become available, or do we wait? We tend to, right now, we're not booking them that far out. Like, we don't even know where we're flying in November. We're done in the U.S. in November, but we don't even know where we're going to go. So that's only, how long is that away? That's only 3 months. That's only 3 months away. Yeah, I don't know where we're gonna go. So I guess the answer is we wait. We've been waiting. Ron says, my wife and I are both tall. She's 6 foot and I'm 6'4". Is casual clothing, i.e. t-shirts, XXL available in Thailand?
Those are tough to find.
What you need to do, like if you go to, say, the Nike store in the mall, you won't find any. Because they'll have XXL, but their XXL is like our medium. So I saw an XL shirt one time, and I was like, oh, I'm going to buy this. And I went to the dressing room and put it on. It literally was like a small of our size. So the sizes are different. So if you're buying a Southeast Asian shirt that's made for them, you'd need to find like a 5X to get a double X. But what you can do is, there's a lot of discount outlet stores that actually sell our shirts, like the ones made for the US. And so they're actually really cheap in some of the malls. So I go to, there's one called Discount Outlet, and they have our shirts, and they're a lot of times XXL. The other thing is, if you go to the street vendors or the night markets, they will have real big shirts, because they get our shirts, like they'll get hockey jerseys from the United States, and they'll sell them here in Bangkok for like $12, like $100 hockey jerseys, baseball jerseys, and they'll have all sizes. So I don't know how they do it. I'm assuming that they're made here and somehow they get them, and those shirts never got shipped to the US. I don't know.
Yeah, well, I think on a discount outlet, they get like the overstock or the not sold or out of season or whatever stuff from the stores in the US. Like I've seen like, the Gap and Old Navy and stuff like that at the discount outlet for like $3, which is really kind of crazy.
Yeah. We definitely try to get shirts at the discount outlet. Let's see. How do you keep up with customs and laws? Most of the time, it's pretty. We just see what other people are doing. It's you don't really run you don't really have much problem with that.
Yeah, and it's pretty forgiving. I mean, if you're not going around town doing any kind of crazy stuff, just kind of, we just kind of hold back and watch what the local people are doing and just kind of go with that. You'll hear stuff. You'll see, it's funny because people get scared off from different places, like, don't do this in this place, don't do this thing. I've seen a ton of videos like, don't do this in Japan and don't do this in Japan and this is considered horrible. It's like, honestly, the people in these countries are so kind and so forgiving that they know you're not from there. They know you don't know what the rule is, Probably a big one, though, that I would tell you is don't put your hands on anybody's heads in these countries. It's like a sacred thing. That's really kind of the only big one I could think of, but I can't ever imagine a situation where I would be putting my hands on someone's head. But you never know. But that's kind of the only big one I could think of.
Travel with Lou wants to know, could you find a size 12 women's shoe, I think?
Oh, that would be tough. I'm a size 9 and I have a hard time finding a 9 sometimes. If I just want to get like, one time I had to get new flip-flops because mine broke and I had a hard time finding some. I did find them, but I had to look around at several shops before I could track some down.
Dave's got a good question here. How do you normally get from the airport to your hotel? Ride share, taxi, or public transit? So this depends on who books it, if it's me or her, really. It really goes well if she does it. I tend to...
Rob likes to rough it.
I like
from
to
the
rough
airport.
it and like take our chances, and that does not usually work out
I am not a rough it kind of gal. When it comes, I'm tired, I just got off a flight, and I don't want to hassle with anybody. I just want to know that somebody's waiting for me. I can get in a car or a van, and they know where I'm going, and I don't have to think about it. So most of the time, I book them. and I usually already have someone booked for us.
So if I book it, she's just gonna rebook it because I won't have booked it.
We're not taking the
So
train.
it is very interesting though. Like it depends on the
Except
place.
for in Japan.
It depends
in
on
Japan,
the
we'll take
place.
the train.
So in Japan we take the train.
Mm-hmm.
That's the only place that we really take the train. If I'm by myself, I almost always take the train. But that's pretty rare.
When are you by yourself though?
Well, when I came to Thailand last year,
That's
I was by
true.
myself.
Yeah.
In Japan, we take the train. In most cities, we use a ride share that we've booked ahead of time, like through Klook or Get Your Guide. And then in some places, if we really want to chance it, we'll just try to get an Uber or a Grab, but that does not work very well. It is you would not believe if you've never been to, let's say, Ho Chi Minh City, or if you've never been to Bali, when you step out of that airport and you walk out there, it is like Thunderdome of people. And we can't comprehend it because when we arrive in the U.S., I imagine when we come up the escalator to the baggage claim and we leave the secure area, there'll be 15, 20 people there at a railing waiting for people. Maybe our daughter will be there to get us, and but most people sit in their car and whatever. When you leave the airport in Ho Chi Minh City, I kid you not, when you walk out the door, you leave the airport, first of all, like the heat hits you and you can't see, so your glasses are fogged up. There are no fewer than 2,000 people staring at you.
It's almost like it's a red carpet event.
Yeah.
Like I thought when we first got to when we got to Saigon, walked out from the airport, that heat hits you, the humidity, and you're staring at all these people and you're just like, what is going on?
Yeah.
I literally thought they were waiting for somebody famous, and then we ended up asking our driver who was supposed to be coming in. They're like, what do you mean? It's like, no, that's normal. There's just always hundreds and hundreds of people sitting out there waiting. I don't know why they're waiting though.
Yeah, so now in Europe, we also use a service called Welcome Pickups. That one's pretty good. Welcome Pickups, Klook, or Get Your Guide. We almost always go with that. In Japan, we do a train.
Jackie joined us. Jackie from Cairo.
Oh.
Hi, Jackie. Hey. We met up with Jackie and her husband, Chris, here in Bangkok when they were passing through on their way back to Cairo. So, hi. Thanks for joining.
We had some good Mexican food here in Bangkok. The Podigils. I don't know if I said that right. Discount outlet for the win. Yeah, bought shirts for 100 baht.
Yes, it's insane.
So 100 baht is $2.80.
Just under $3. Yeah.
So yeah,
that's crazy.
You can buy shirts like this one for less than $3. You used to be able to get hats, like MLB hats. All my MLB hats are from there. They're less than $3 too. I don't know what the price is now. Do we need a visa for Bali? Monica wants to know.
You need it's not a visa because you get a visa on arrival, but you could just arrive there and not have it filled out, but I do the electronic one online, way easier for us, and you could use the electronic gates. If you don't already do it online, then you have to go through the regular one, and the line for that is usually crazy long. There's usually barely anybody at the electronic gates, so I would highly recommend doing it online ahead of time and and then you can go through the electronic gates.
Hello, Kai from Ann Arbor, Michigan. You know that's going to get my attention. I am from Michigan, close to Ann Arbor. Do you have locks on your suitcases that you lock up when you leave to go out for the day? Or which suitcase locks do you recommend?
So we do have locks built in to our suitcases, but I'm not going to lie to you. We basically just leave them open all the time. Maybe we're super trusting, but we've never locked them when we've left, and we've never really had a problem with anyone entering our room outside of like the cleaning person, housekeeping. Never really had a problem with that. We lock our check bags, and then if the bags are not right near us, then I lock them when we put them in the overhead bin. But again, never really ever had a problem with that. And we do have, I think there's a link in the description for the things that we travel with, and I think there might be suitcases suggested in there. But I suggest like the 23-inch or smaller because it's going to be a lot easier to get around.
Yeah, Brown Eyed Girl, we are going to try to replace that Expos hat when we get to Canada. I've never seen an Expos hat here in Bangkok at the discount outlet.
No.
But when we get to Canada...
Didn't you buy that one there? No.
I think
remember
Alexa
where you
bought
bought
that for
one.
me.
Oh, she did. You're right.
I think Alexa bought it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Do most of the airports have elevators? Yeah, I haven't seen one yet that hasn't, I don't think.
Either the elevators or they have those little, they also have those little ramp ones. They're like escalators, but without the steps. They're just flat. If you've ever seen those. It's almost like conveyor belts, but they're like slightly angled.
Yeah. Renee is asking, do we pay the tips ahead of time on the cruise? We never do. I don't know why.
Yeah, we just let them put them on.
We're just like old school with tipping, especially being in Asia. We're going to not tip until after. So, I don't know. Prepaying a tip just seems weird to me still.
Mm-hmm.
We're going to be in for a shock when we get home about tipping. I know.
We are. We're going to be in a shock about a lot of things.
We are generally pretty good tippers, I think. And so, like, then when we're here, we're extremely good tippers. Because if you travel in Southeast Asia and you're American, you're gonna out-tip everybody by 2 or 3 times. And so sometimes we'll tip and the person will be like, what did you do? This is too much.
We're like, oh, sorry.
But it's still so much less than what you would tip back home, because the service charge in a lot of these countries is just built in and you don't tip, and it's like 7% or 10%.
I don't think I've ever seen it higher than 10.
Never higher than 10. But yeah. So anyway, like if we go get a massage and it's $5.80 for the massage, we'll tip $5 because it feels ridiculous to tip less. But sometimes we... But then $5 is going to be really low when we get home.
I know. They'll be like, what is this?
They're going to be like,
no,
you
thank
need
you.
more. Let's see. Yeah. Is there any countries that you don't feel safe in when you're out on your own, Allie?
Oh, for me? No. Yeah. I've actually, almost everywhere I go out and do stuff by myself. Because I like to do probably a lot more activities than Rob does. Plus, I like to do stuff like first thing. So I'm used to doing stuff, and I really don't have any issues. I've not felt, I can't think of anywhere that I have felt uncomfortable or whatever. You got to do your research on like what area you're going to be in, and I think that helps a lot. But yeah.
Yeah, we don't go to a lot of places that we know we would feel safe, feel unsafe. So, Uniqlo, yeah, we go to Uniqlo in Japan.
Yeah.
We bought a lot of stuff at Uniqlo.
We have.
Budget Buckeyes is asking, how has my Xbox held up when traveling? It has been amazing, actually. I've had that Xbox now for 3 years, and I was carrying it in my backpack most of the time. Like, you can see the corners are a little bit dinged on it. Now I'm carrying it in a hard shell. It's still working like amazingly though. It's probably one of the best purchases we ever made for traveling, because we do both have computers, and we actually bought my computer in Bangkok, and we're maybe buying Allie a computer next week in Bangkok. There's a new one coming out.
My computer is on the struggle bus.
So, but we use our computers so much for other things. Sometimes we like to watch shows while we're on the computer, like because we're, I'm doing Photoshop or something, or watch like when the Olympics were on, we had that on like all day just while we were around the house, and that's all on the Xbox. So then we don't have to like move our computer from the table to over by the TV and plug it in, or try to do streaming and all that. So.
Yeah, basically we use the Xbox, I mean, other than obviously for your video game purposes, we also use it as kind of our, streaming conveyance. Instead of like a Roku or Fire Stick, we just do it right through there, because you just download the apps onto it for all the different streaming services and just put them on there. So that's pretty good.
Yeah, thank you, JG. Appreciate that. Appreciate that very much. So a couple people on here are saying the La Sushi is saying they left their stuff out in their hotel in Holiday Inn Siloam. Well, that's right around the corner. That's just down the road. I walk past that quite a bit. Cash, dollars, lots of cash, passports wide open. Nothing was taken. Thai people are super honest.
They really are.
That they are.
Yep, they really are. If you overpay, they're like, oh no, this is the wrong amount. And then they give you the money back after you've walked away. Because sometimes the 1,000 and the 100 sometimes look the same depending on the light that you're in. So that's the 1,000 baht and 100 baht looks similar in a dark light. And so you could give someone the wrong one and they could walk away with it. But no, they would never do that.
Yeah. So when we were at the beach in Thailand a couple years ago, we were gonna get a cab to the mall to go eat dinner, and I walked out of our apartment, and we had done this a couple days earlier, and it was 200 baht, which was like $6 at the time. And so we walked out of the apartment on this particular night, and there was a cab sitting out there, and it's like a 20-minute drive to the mall. And so I walked up to him and I said, oh, we want to go to the mall. Is it 200 baht? And he said, oh, it's 250 baht. And I was like, okay, well, that's weird. It was 200 a couple days ago, but whatever. I don't care. It's like, instead of $6,
I'm not going to argue over that.
It's going to be $7. So I was like, all right, that's fine. I'll just pay the $7. And so we get to the mall, and I get the 250 baht out, and he looks at me and he says, oh, I forgot. It is only 200 baht. I made a mistake. And I had already handed him the 250, and he gave me 50 back. He's like, no, it's only 200. You were right. It was only 200. And I was like, did a cab driver just give me back money that I handed him?
After I had already agreed to pay it to him?
I agreed to pay it. So I tried to give him the 50 back, because like, I agreed on 250. You should get the 250. That's what we agreed on. So I tried to give him the 50, like as a tip. He's like, no. I'm like, this is just a different world than America. Because I don't think that would happen at home. I've gotten enough cabs in Las Vegas to know it wouldn't happen. So that's just kind of every situation is going to be different, but you'll find people in Asia are very, very honest about those types of things.
Yeah.
Monix is asking if we have excursions planned yet for Cabo, and I don't think we have yet.
No,
We're
not yet. That's some of the things that we're trying to get through, getting taken care of this week.
Let's see.
Excuse me.
Yeah.
Valuables,
Yeah, the problem with the valuables is like, well, I mean, we're in an Airbnb now, so it's not really an issue, but when you're in your hotel, it's such a pain to like lock everything up every time you leave the room that you end up not doing it. Now, certain places I would, but in Bangkok, I probably wouldn't.
We never even think
in Japan,
about it.
I probably wouldn't do it either.
No. The only thing I do always secure is the passports, because we don't always take them with us depending on where we are. If they're not with us, we usually find a secure spot, like hidden spot in the room, to put them in. Or within our stuff, there's like hidden cubbies that we use within our things where we keep them.
Yeah, travel with a little Atlanta. Talking about how long you can stay in the lounge. It's really supposed to only be 2 or 3 hours, but some lounges let you stay as long as you want. It just depends on the lounge and how busy they are.
Yeah.
I would guess that in Atlanta, they're going to be a little more strict.
Yeah, they're actually very strict there. That's our home airport, but we have lots of friends who are still traveling through there, and they're constantly posting the lines of people standing waiting. Like, I had to stand in line for an hour to get in kind of thing. So you may find that you run into that, having to, wait to get into the lounges because there's a long line. So that may kind of eat into your your lounge time too.
Hey, Sicilian Life, thank you very much. We appreciate that.
Thank you.
Yeah.
And congratulations again on getting monetized.
Yeah, that is awesome. Yeah, the first monetization check that comes in is amazing. It is like, just a great feeling.
Yeah.
So,
it's like, I did it.
because not everybody does it, not everybody is going to get that. So it is amazing to have gotten that. We do want to, some people have joined a little bit, in the last few minutes here. I want to mention a couple of things that are going on. First of all, if you are on the YouTube course, we did make a bunch of updates to that today, so go in and check those out, and hopefully those will be very helpful to you. We do still have room if you're in the YouTube or the Grand Life Retirement Travel Jumpstart course. You can still sign up for the group cruise. The details are in both of the communities. For that, there's 20 people going on them as of right now, and we are super excited. We're gonna have a lot of great times, and then we're also looking at some cruises next year. We're thinking U.S., Europe, or Asia. We don't know yet. If you have a preference, let us know though. That would be great. And then next week's live is going to be on Monday, not on Sunday, and it's going to be Monday night because we are flying on Sunday back to the U.S. and we won't be doing it on Sunday, but on Monday we're going to be doing it from our daughter's house, and so we will be putting the details up about that this week, and we'll just schedule it, and then we're going to do one with us and then with our daughter as well. So it'll be next Monday night, likely, because we're going to be back in the U.S.
Yeah.
So did I leave anything out?
No, I think that's it.
Yeah.
Those were the key things.
Those were the key things. Yeah, JG, there is a group cruise. If you're in the YouTube course or you're in the Retirement Travel Jumpstart course, then the details are in there about the group cruise. We are going to have a great time in Mexico. Travel with Lil says Europe. Shree by Sea says Asia would be great because I'm scared to go by myself. We were kind of thinking that, like, it would be good to do an Asia cruise, and then like we could all get off together. Yeah. It's not really, like, I know it's intimidating, but it's not. But
it's really not. But I totally understand the intimidation because I felt that way too the first time we came to Asia. The very first place we went to in Asia was Hong Kong, and Thailand was actually the second.
Yeah, and I remember we got off the plane, and like that first night, our first night in Asia, I just said, we're gonna die. We're not gonna make it. This is not gonna go well.
It was a rough first day.
It was like, oh, everything is so different. But then once you like had a day to get your wits about, you're like, oh, this is not that hard. This is actually easy. But that first, wow. So yeah, I understand it might be intimidating, and so we were kind of thinking it might be good for people to go with friends to Asia or Europe. So
yeah.
Let's see.
What else do we have on here? We'll take a few more, right, before we go.
Yeah. See you Monday. Yeah, see you Monday, Brenna girl.
Yes.
Recommendations for ground transportation from LAX to the cruise terminal. We usually just take Uber. Yeah, it's expensive though.
It is.
I don't know if someone else has a better idea.
It's probably even more expensive now.
Yeah. Let's see here.
Last few before we take off. Anything else? I think we answered
Dave wants to do a cruise from Singapore to Sydney. Yeah.
Ooh, yeah.
I think that's how we're going to do it. We've never been to Australia, but I don't think we want to fly there. We want to do a cruise there. If Asia, what time of year for the cruise? We don't know. We're open to next year's plans still. we're just we
yeah,
can
we
talk
haven't
about
really
it.
booked anything yet for next year,
Yeah,
so we're pretty open.
there's a lot more cruises coming to Asia, so than there used to be. There used to only be basically Spectrum of the Seas a couple years ago, and we've done that one
did
out of
that.
Singapore. Now there's some Celebrity, and now Norwegian.
And Disney is bringing a ship next year too.
Yeah, Disney's bringing a ship, but I don't know if we'll be on that
Yeah.
one.
Yeah, I don't know if we're swearing off Disney cruises or not.
Yeah, Wandering Mood. The Asia cruises are a little bit more pricey now, except for the Spectrum of the Seas one. That was pretty cheap.
Yeah.
Although U.S. cruises are getting more pricey, but
They are.
they're not terribly expensive. And the thing about the Asia cruises is, like, you get to visit like 4 countries in a week, and that's pretty valuable.
Yeah, it's pretty cool.
So I think it's worthwhile.
Yeah, it lets you kind of take a little dip into each of these countries, and then you'll know if you kind of like the feel of it to come back and do a longer trip.
Yeah.
Jet lag, I don't know how we handle jet lag.
Not well. I can
It
tell you.
depends. But we have been in Asia and Southeast Asia for 14 months now, so it's going to be probably the most brutal transition back. We'll see. We'll let you know on Monday if we're awake or asleep. We may do it from bed. Just kidding.
The last jet lag we had was when we got here to Japan a year ago, and we were up at 3 a.m. every day for a week. It was rough.
Yeah.
We had to wait till like restaurants would open for breakfast
Because it was too early.
It was way too early. We're like, it's 5 a.m. Do you think anything is open?
Nothing is open.
Monica's going from Honolulu to Vancouver in April 2025. Yeah, our next cruise probably won't be that soon. It'll probably be later in the year.
Yeah.
But
So you're good. Hold off on booking, Monica.
Yeah, after that, hold off on booking. Go on your Edge cruise, and then don't plan anything. It's probably going to be in the fall.
Yeah.
Like a year from now. But yeah, come to Asia or Europe or the U.S. with us. Yeah. So I'm going to be actually what we're doing, we haven't packed yet. We've been downloading shows to our iPads. So that's the main thing.
Yep, you gotta have entertainment. I've got some books on my Kindle. I also used my 2 Audible credits. I've downloaded 2 Audible books, and I've got games and movies and all that kind of fun stuff on my iPad. So I think I'm ready.
Yeah.
We've done it many times.
Deborah was asking, well, the message isn't there anymore, but she was asking if we've cruised in the Middle East. We did.
We did, yeah.
We did in 2019.
Yeah.
We went from Rome to Dubai.
21 days.
21 days.
And it was so fun. It was so
amazing.
fun. It was actually probably still one of our favorite cruises. It was called like Arabian Nights or something. And it was the 21 nights from Rome to Dubai. And we stopped in some really amazing ports and got to see all kinds of crazy stuff. We loved it. And we did get to go also cross. A big one off our list was to go to Petra in Jordan. That was amazing.
Yeah. Oh, Travel with Lil. How many videos did we make? We never answered that.
Oh,
So
thanks for bringing that
if you just joined on, we have challenged everyone in the YouTube course to make August a very productive month, and we challenge ourselves pretty much every August to do something that will propel us forward. And so at the end of the month, we can say, wow, we really made some progress in August, because August can be a month. We've been entrepreneurs for our whole life, and it's a month where you can just let August go and
drag
you can get nothing
at the end
done.
of the summer.
And so we try to just make August a productive month. And so we challenged ourselves this month to make more videos so we would have them in waiting. So when we get to the US, we don't feel rushed. And so this weekend, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, we really shot the videos, filmed them, transferred them, edited them, thumbnails,
They're
upload
up
them.
and ready to go.
How many did we do in the last 3 days?
15. 15.
Yep.
So I think I'm pretty happy with that result for the weekend. And again, we weren't working like all day on these. We were just doing a few hours each day. So that's pretty good. 15 for the weekend.
That is not the most we've ever done, though.
No.
The most we've ever done I don't know how many days it was. We were in Malaysia. It was 2020. We were locked in the apartment because we were not allowed to leave the apartment for anything at this point. And we had watched, you know, Netflix, how we all watched everything on Netflix like in the first 2 weeks of March 2020. And there was nothing left to watch. So we were like, we're going to make videos. And we made 40 videos in, I think it was 4 or 5 days. And yeah, didn't even feel like it because we had nothing to do. So
we're like, well, there's nothing else to do. We might as well make some videos.
Yeah, those videos were shorter though. That was on our modeling channel, and I think the videos were only like 5 or 6 minutes each. These videos that we just made this weekend, like the 15 that we just made, they're more like 15 to 20 minutes each, would you say, roughly?
Yeah.
So
someone asked, Bert, what percentage of video clips you shoot eventually end up in your YouTube video? Pretty high percentage, because we just kind of go with the flow. And even when we're doing like vlogging clips and stuff like that, we just basically record whatever, you know, needs to be recorded. Like I have it storyboarded already kind of in my head of what I want, and that makes it easier when I go to do. That's for the vlogs. For the other ones, we only do one take for the most part, right?
Yeah.
Unless something weird happens, like we get a phone call or like these little things over here. Ooh, that's like the speakers from downstairs. Sometimes they'll call if we have something waiting for us down there, like a delivery or something. And that may happen during a videotaping, so then we have to stop and restart. But other than that, almost everything that we film is in the video.
yeah, we are like one take. That's it. And if we
We're
mess
like,
up,
that's it. That's fine.
if we mess up, it's like, who cares?
We just go with the flow. It's like, you know what? Because it's just, that's who we are, and it's just natural, and it honestly doesn't have to be 100% perfect.
Friday for Deborah was another Jason Bourne day all day.
Deborah, you need to stop. Get off the Jason Bourne.
We watched one this week
Just
too.
kidding.
Which one did we watch? We watched one.
We watched the
Second one.
The second one. We went backwards because we watched the third one first, and then we watched the second one. I don't know why we did that. We don't usually do it in that order.
Yeah. Now we have
We
to
were
watch
feeling wild.
the first one. Let's see. How do you know if your eSIM is about to run out? Well, that's funny because right before we got on here, I got a notification that my eSIM was about to run out. And it says your eSIM will expire in 3 days if you don't top up. So did I top up? No. I just wait till it runs out and then I top up.
Not me. I
She
am
tops
not
up right
a
away.
wait until I run out, because I don't know where I'm going to be when it runs out. I don't know the exact minute it's going to run out. So if you buy a top-up package, it doesn't start until your current one finishes. It just automatically activates it for you. So I don't ever have to think about it. But Rob likes to live his life by the seat of his pants. He's just walking out in the middle of town. He's like, I ran out of service.
So now, like if you're traveling with just me, I might not have service and I have not arranged a ride from the airport.
You want to travel with me if
So-
you want to ride from the airport and you want to know and you want to make sure that I have service on my cell phone.
But it's going to be exciting. So it's never a problem. Never a problem. Let's see here.
Too funny. Medical issues. We just go, we've got insurance
doctor.
and we just go to the doctor wherever we are. If you on this channel here, if you haven't seen it, I had to have a surgery, unexpected surgery in November when we were in Malaysia. So that's on the channel here. We talk about that and my whole experience with that. I spent 4 or 5 days in the hospital, something like that. But then if we have like dental stuff, like I actually have an appointment tomorrow to go to the dentist to get something taken care of before I go. I've got 2 more treatments before I go. So going to do that tomorrow. And you know, a lot of stuff we just pay out of pocket because it's just cheap. But we have, I think, is there a video link down below, or the medical stuff? There's medical stuff down in the description. The video should be linked down there for you if you want to check that out.
Yeah, Elizabeth, we don't write out scripts. We will sometimes just put like bullet points, like just so we remember what we want, like 5 little bullet points, but we don't write them out. And I think somebody in the community was talking about that, and the YouTube community for the course was talking about that this week, and they were saying that they were writing out scripts, and then when they were reading the script, they found they had to do way more editing because when they were reading it, it would come out a lot less natural. That's what we have found too, that if you don't write something out, you just kind of have a general idea of what you're gonna say, it's easier for us. Like we like it. If we had to like read something, it would feel
more robotic. I mean, there's like teleprompter apps and stuff like that you can get, but I think it just feels more natural if you're just sharing information that you know.
Yeah.
I guess that's why it's important to pick something that you know and not learning as you go, because it makes it easier to share what you know.
Yeah, Juan, to get monetized, there's a little tracker in your YouTube dashboard that tells you how close you are. And when you're close, you'll check it every single day. And
you're like, let it be today.
Our daughter, go check out her channel, and the link is in the description. She's getting close. She's over 60% of the way there, which the first 20% is the hardest. After you get to 500.
It's hard fought.
After you get to 500, you're gonna get there.
Yeah.
It's just a matter of time at that point. But yeah, it'll tell you need 1,000 subscribers and 4,000 watch hours to get the ads, and it tells you how close you are. And when you get close, it is a very good feeling. Thank you, Monica. I appreciate that. She says we're both very kind and helpful. Thank you for helping our community. Thank you for being a part of the community. That's what's amazing for us is meeting so many people, and in the communities that are part of the course, there's hundreds of posts in those communities now. And I went back and looked at some of the people that were like introducing themselves in there, and there's 20, 30 replies to them, responses. So if you're looking for community, it's a great place. Thank you, Calla Lacey. Subscribe to Alexa's channel. So yeah.
I'm sure she'll appreciate that.
Alexa and Allie are going to be going live on that channel next Monday. So
we're a couple of bookworms. We're always texting every day like, ooh, what book are you reading right now? What book did you finish today?
Yeah.
I just finished one today, and then I said, I was so proud of myself. I was like, oh, I finished my book today. She was like, oh, that's awesome. I finished 3 books today. I was like,
she reads like crazy.
She is constantly reading, I feel like.
How's your right hand?
My hand, it's getting there. I actually have an appointment with the physical therapist tomorrow to kind of work a little bit with it, so that it's in good shape when I'm in the U.S. So hopefully that will continue to help, and I'm not wearing the brace, which is nice. I hate having to wear it a ton because it's just annoying, but feeling better. Thank you for asking.
Hey, David. I don't think I said hi to you, David William, earlier. I think I missed your question earlier. But yeah, he's helping someone with the Hyatt Buenos Aires. So great to have you on here.
Nice.
David's been with us from the very beginning. I think from the very first live chat that we did.
Yeah, I think so.
On this channel. Yeah, so we do have some people are asking questions about taxes and our where we live, where we actually are residents of. We do have a residence, but it is going to change when we get back to the States. So we're not going to discuss that one tonight. We're going to have a video for you once we make that change, and we'll give you all the details on it then. That's why I haven't been answering that question.
But we do have an accountant who handles our tax stuff.
Yeah.
Because it's too complicated for us.
Yeah.
Many years ago, we used to do our own, but then we were like, this is too crazy. We have an accountant who does all the stuff. He does all the work. He studies all the stuff. So that works out well for us, for our situation.
Back when I worked at Pizza Hut and we only had a 1040 EZ to file, I just filed that myself.
And you were getting money back instead of paying it.
You were getting money. I wanted that money very quickly. Now, we wait.
Oh, goodness.
There will be a Q&A next week, but it's going to be Monday night,
Yes.
Eastern time.
Yes.
Because we're going to be in Los Angeles.
Woo!
Yes, we're so excited.
We are excited, actually, to go back to the U.S. We had so many fun things.
Let's see. Someone was saying they were. Someone said they sold their house and they were moving, but now I've missed it. I've lost it.
I think maybe down a little bit more.
Yeah.
Let's see.
It might have gotten taken away, but
Oh, I don't know where it went.
congratulations for you who are leaving.
Yeah, I don't see it. I thought I just saw
Oh, it was yeah.
Did you find
Cavell
it?
Taylor, yeah.
Oh, okay, found you.
Yep, selling out next month.
Oh,
Headed to
yay.
Southeast Asia.
Yay.
It's gonna be amazing.
We're gonna pass you.
Yeah, we're coming home. We gotta
But we'll be back eventually.
We gotta top back up. This is the longest we've ever been away from the U.S.
Yeah.
and we're missing it a little.
And
you
we're
know.
missing our kiddos.
Although Alexa came here to visit us. So
She did last
we
year.
we gotta go see our parents. Though.
Yes.
So hello, Mom and Dad, if you're watching
Hello,
us.
Mom and Dad.
We'll be to you soon.
We'll be there very soon.
We'll be there very, very soon. It's not been very rainy here in Bangkok. It's monsoon season.
Yeah.
I got caught out in a monsoon once. And it was pretty wet.
Yeah.
One time in the whole 2 months I got caught in a monsoon. Because I always forget to check my weather app before I go out. And
He does his steps at night because it's a little bit cooler at night than obviously trying to go during the day. So he goes later on in the evening, like, 10 o'clock. And I woke up to go to the bathroom and I realized he wasn't here still. And it was like after 11 and I was like, that's really weird. He's not here. So I decided to text him and I was like, hey, how's it going? He was like, it's pouring outside. Then I came out here and looked. I was like, oh my gosh. I couldn't even see out the windows. It was crazy. So he was like, I'm kind of stuck out here for a little bit. I was like, it's okay.
But you know
He made it home eventually.
what's funny about that? Like this is so Thailand. So that's happened to me 3 times probably. And the Thai people will always just rescue you.
Mm-hmm.
Like one time I was just walking down the street, somebody gave me an umbrella. They're like, for you, free. I was like, you gotta be kidding me. This is amazing. And so that was amazing. And then one time I was walking and it was like just absolutely pouring, like an actual monsoon. Like there was this much water on the road, like standing water. And I was like, I don't know what I'm gonna do because I'm 1.5 miles from the house and I gotta walk back. And so these ladies were sitting, I think they worked at a massage shop and they saw me like looking like, what am I gonna do? They like called me over and they're like, we'll call you a driver. I was like, that's amazing. So they called this guy, he came and got me and took me to the apartment. And then the crazy thing was right before our apartment there was a 7-Eleven and I was gonna get my snack for the night. So I was just like, you can just drop me off at the 7-Eleven. I will then just walk home from there. It's the next building over. It was still raining. And so I go in the 7-Eleven and I say, thank you. I gave him a little bit of money. He was like, oh, thank you. I was like, you really saved me here. And I go in the 7-Eleven and I'm looking, I get a couple snacks and I'm like, he's still out there. He's not leaving. I go out there. He's like, I'm going to take you all the way. So I was in there. I kind of realized when I was buying the snacks, I was like, I bet you he's going to wait for me because that's just what a Thai person would do. They're just that nice. They've already just rescued me, then they're gonna wait for me while I go in 7-Eleven. I shouldn't have stopped at the 7-Eleven because I knew I should have known he was gonna wait for me while I was in 7-Eleven, and I didn't think he would. And then he did. Took me to the apartment. Just crazy. That kind of thing happens all the time.
All the time.
So yeah, that's why it's different here. Whatever happened with your hotel status plan? We've gotten them all but Marriott.
Yep.
Yeah, we did not go.
We're only missing Marriott right now. We only have gold there. Not sure if we're gonna make it this year to status there because we just haven't stayed at enough of them. We do have we have quite a bit of points on there, but we haven't, we made it on all the others. So that's good.
Tuesday may have been, they were in Bangkok too. That may have been the night that I was that Tuesday?
Oh, no. Yeah, I think it was.
That was a pretty heavy rain.
I think so. I think that was the same day. Aw. Soaked to the bone.
Yeah.
I understand that.
Yeah. I try to, if it's going to rain, I try to stay near the BTS line so I can run up, but I was nowhere near the BTS line. So, yeah. But in the winter, it doesn't rain like that, only in the summer. But it's only been, I think, twice in the whole
Yeah, it
2
really
months
hasn't
we've been
rained
here.
that much for rainy season. Kind of weird.
Yeah, so we are, it's getting pretty late for us, so I think we've answered the questions here, and we will see you next Monday night. Monday night, live chat, and that's gonna be awesome. We will be coming from LA with our daughter. Go check out her channel if you haven't. She would love that. She's on her way to monetization. Links to everything we mentioned or didn't mention are in the description. And if you need anything, it's probably in there.
All right, guys. Thank you. Have a great night, morning, or afternoon.
Yeah.
See you guys in the U.S. next week.
Thank you.
Bye.